I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans, and this is so important to me.
Two 2016's Doctor Strange is a strange beast indeed, pun intended. If you ask me if this is a bad movie, my answer would be absolutely no. It's actually a really good movie. From a visual standpoint, it's probably the best MCU movie made so far. It's for all intents and purposes Inception, if Inception was a superhero movie. Benedict Cumberbatch does a great job and feels like he might be being set up as the next Iron Man for the MCU. At the end of the movie, the character feels very much like his comic book counterpart. Sure, the villain is underwhelming, but he is played by Mads Mikkelsen, who's a great actor, especially when he plays a villain, which is honestly a staple for Marvel at this point. A lame villain played by an actor who elevates the characters as much as they can.
But you are so wrong!
So why does this movie end up feeling massively disappointing? Well, in 2007, there's an animated Doctor Strange movie that wasn't as good as the 2016 live-action one. So why talk about it? Because many of my issues with the 2016 movie were handled better in the 2007 movie.
No. That's not true. That's impossible!
Spoilers ahead for both movies. Before I get too far, let me go over my take on the character that is consistent with his origins. Stephen Strange is a brilliant doctor, but he knows he's brilliant and is massively condescending about it. He also, despite being a doctor, has no interest in saving people. He is only interested in gaining fame and money. When a car wreck destroys his hands, he becomes completely obsessed with fixing them to the point of complete destitution. He finally seeks a last-ditch effort to save his hands and finds himself learning magic, and then becomes the Sorcerer Supreme known as Doctor Strange. It's the story of a terrible man who destroys himself and rebuilds himself into a better man than he was before. Both movies tell this story, but largely the 2007 cartoon tells it better. It's perhaps one of my favorite origins because it feels like a very drastic change for the character, but also feels very genuine. One of the things the 2016 movie does is have Strange dive into surgery and save a patient without ever establishing if the patient could give him any fame or pay his insane rates. Something the character of the comic book and the 2007 movie would almost certainly do. In fact, the 2016 movie has Strange as a character that is likable throughout. Sure, he's an arrogant dick, but you like him throughout the beginning of his story, which is a disservice to the character.
I have a very strict rule against dating colleagues.
Oh, really?
I call it the Strange policy.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad something's named after me.
To give you an idea, here's a bit that nicely defines Doctor Strange from the beginning of the 2007 movie.
Miss Latanzi, acute aphasia, migraines, facial nerve paralysis.
Insurance?
Well, their deductible's fairly substantial, but...
Income.
Okay, low, but...
Corey, you have screened these cases, haven't you?
Yes, but...
Would a medical journal be interested in Miss Latanzi?
No, but...
Then neither am I.
But then he's in a terrible car crash that destroys his hands. This is literally the one aspect of the origin that I thought the 2016 movie handled better. In the 2007 movie, he saw through the veil of magic, which distracted him and caused the accident. In the 2016 version, he wrecks because he's driving carelessly because he's an arrogant douche. Then we get to him trying to repair his hands. Both movies handle this about the same, with him undergoing experimental procedure after experimental procedure until he's out of money and options.
I'll take that chance. I don't care how experimental or how expensive. I need some options.
However, how they show him out of money is different. In the 2007 version, we see him in a ratty coat on the streets. In the 2016 version, Rachel McAdams brings up his lack of money in his nice apartment that appears bare, but still appears to be a nice place. Clearly, one shows a man that has really fallen down, while the other shows a man with quite a bit further to go. And in Doctor Strange's desperation, what is his final act he attempts before a possible resolution presents itself? In the 2016 version, he talks to Benjamin Bratt. In the 2007 animated movie, he attempts suicide. Don't ask me how the cartoons get darker than the live-action movie, but it does in this moment.
Hey, bro, easy. Hold on a minute. Wait. Whatever it is you're thinking, whatever it is you're feeling, it's not worth it, you understand? Now look, I'm a cop. Maybe I can help.
Where the 2016 movie really surpasses the 2007 movie are the battles. The 2016 movie is like Inception on crack, with a final battle that includes fighting where time goes backwards in the background. and how Strange finally beats Dormammu isn't through power or strength, but through intelligence, using a time loop to force Dormammu to bargain with him or be trapped in an eternity where he's constantly killing Strange. But if the origin of the 2016 movie took a few notes from the 2007 movie, we would have had a great movie here. One of the best of the MCU, probably. Is Doctor Strange a dick who destroys himself and has to rebuild himself and ends up a better man? Yes, but how they show it is very underwhelming, frequently just with lines of dialogue when film is a visual medium.
There are other things that can give your life meaning.
Like what? Like you?
I never end up feeling how far Strange has fallen. The guy he is after he rebuilds himself seems better, but he doesn't seem as changed as he should have. There's a point where he's told he can give up being a sorcerer and simply just have his old life back. The fact that he chose to continue being a sorcerer should have been a huge flag to the audience about how this guy has changed, but it doesn't feel like that big a deal. It's interesting, in 2008's Iron Man, they add some elements of Doctor Strange's origin to Iron Man, which ended up working great.
I'll be throwing one of these in with every purchase of 500 million or more. It's a piece.
Now, for Doctor Strange's origin, they downplay the actual events, making it feel much like 2008's Iron Man. Is that the actual circle of life? It's bizarre, because I really enjoyed the 2016 movie, but found it so disappointing at the same time. It was very good and very creative, and also a missed opportunity for Marvel. I felt like rather than get dark with his origin, they decided to play it safe. It's a real shame Marvel hasn't made any risk probably since Guardians of the Galaxy. Sure, the movies are still good, but if they aren't willing to take risk, their movies will get stale. And while this movie was good, it did have stale moments, which will only get worse if Marvel continues down this path. Don't get me wrong, Marvel is still doing better than DC, who at this point almost just needs to reinvent the wheel. Being slightly off course isn't that bad at first. It's when you continue down that course that things can go wrong.
Fucking me!
Hey, if you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And if you really love this video, consider visiting my Patreon page.